B2B sales blogs, SEO tips for more readers. Your B2B sales blog is already part of the sales process. Most B2B teams still treat their blog like a nice-to-have, but buyers don't. Many prospects now complete roughly 60 to 70% of their research online before they ever respond to outreach, and about 90% say digital content influences their purchasing decisions. If your content isn't showing up when they search, you're not absent from the process, you're just letting competitors define the narrative. That's why an SEO-focused B2B sales blog isn't a branding exercise, it's sales enablement at scale. When buyers read 3 to 5 posts before talking to a rep, your blog becomes the pre-call discovery that shapes objections, expectations, and shortlist decisions. Our goal is simple. Publish pages that rank for real buyer questions and make your outbound conversations easier, faster, and more credible. In this guide, we're treating your blog like an extension of your SDR team. We'll cover how to build an intent-first SEO plan, optimize posts so they actually earn first-page visibility, refresh older articles for quick wins, and convert readers into meetings, whether you run outbound in-house or through an outsourced sales team. The outcome we care about isn't page views, it's pipeline. Why SEO makes your outbound work harder? In a good way. Organic search is still a workhorse channel. It drives roughly 33% of website traffic across industries, and about 68% of online experiences begin with a search engine. At the same time, around 75% of users never scroll past page 1, which means good enough content usually doesn't get seen. For a B2B sales agency or an internal SDR org, that's the difference between being discoverable and being invisible. This matters even if you're investing in outbound sales already. Cold calling services, cold email, LinkedIn outreach, and account-based sequences all benefit from warmed-up accounts. Prospects who have read your benchmark post or playbook are simply easier to engage. They recognize your framing, trust your competence, and ask better questions. In practice, SEO reduces the stranger danger that makes modern B2B cold calling and cold email feel like pushing a boulder uphill. Blogging also remains the most common B2B content channel for a reason. It's the format buyers actually use when they're researching. When 59% of B2B marketers say blogs are their top content channel and the majority of B2B companies publish blogs to build brand visibility, the bar for relevance keeps rising. If your blog reads like generic marketing, you won't just lose rankings, you'll lose trust when prospects Google you after an SDR touch. Start with buyer intent, then use keywords to validate. The fastest way to waste SEO effort is to start with keyword volume and hope it turns into revenue. Instead, start with buyer intent, what your ICP is trying to solve right now and how they'd phrase it when they're not talking to a vendor. That's how you earn problem-aware traffic that can become meetings, not random visitors who will never buy. A practical approach is to map each ICP to a set of recurring pain points and decision moments. For example, our SDR connect rates are down. We need more meetings without hiring. Or, should we outsource sales or build internally? Those translate naturally into search terms that matter to revenue, including vendor-adjacent queries like sales outsourcing, outsourced SDR team, B2B cold calling services, or cold email agency comparisons without turning your blog into a landing page. Once you have intent-first topics, then you validate them with SEO tools for search demand, variations, and ranking difficulty. This is also where you plan internal linking. Each post should point to the next logical step, whether that's a deeper guide, a comparison, or a service page. Done consistently, your blog becomes a navigable learning path that moves readers from curiosity to evaluation. Build posts that are easy for Google and humans to understand. You don't need to be a technical SEO specialist to win, but you do need clean execution. Start with basics that remove friction, descriptive URLs, fast mobile performance, and a site structure that makes it obvious what each post is about. Think of this like CRM hygiene. Unsexy, but it determines whether your best efforts actually show up where they should. On-page SEO is where most B2B sales blogs quietly underperform. The goal is not to sprinkle keywords, but to match the page to the search intent with clear structure, strong examples, and direct answers. When someone searches outbound lead generation agency pricing or hire SDRs versus outsource, they're scanning for specifics. So your headings, definitions, and supporting data need to be immediately findable. Use this simple quality standard. A reader should be able to skim your intro, your main sections, and your conclusion and still walk away with a workable plan. That level of clarity tends to improve engagement signals and conversions. And it also gives your SDR agency or B2B sales company better sendable assets for follow-ups. If a post can't be referenced in a sales conversation, it's probably not focused enough. If your post doesn't answer the question behind the search, it won't rank. And even if it does, it won't convert. Read that again. Create a content mix that supports the full funnel. A strong B2B sales blog isn't all top-of-funnel education, and it isn't all buy now content either. You need a deliberate mix that supports how buyers actually decide. Early-stage problem diagnosis, mid-stage solution comparison, and late-stage vendor evaluation. This is how you turn SEO into a predictable source of sales conversations, not a random stream of readers. To keep this operational, we recommend planning content by funnel stage and by how your team will use it in Outbound. A cold calling agency or outbound sales agency can use top-of-funnel guides to open conversations, mid-funnel posts to handle objections, and bottom-funnel decision guides to close evaluation gaps. Consistency matters. Consistency compounds here. B2B marketers who blog generate about 67% more leads than those who don't, and companies publishing 11+ posts per month can see close to 3x more traffic. You don't need to chase volume forever, but you do need a publishing rhythm that's realistic, repeatable, and tied to pipeline goals. Write long enough to win, but tight enough to be useful. Word count isn't a direct ranking factor, but depth is strongly correlated with performance because it helps you satisfy intent and earn links. One large study found the average Google first-page result is about 1,447 words, which is a good sanity check for, is this complete? For most B2B sales topics, we aim for the shortest post that fully answers the query with examples and clear next steps. Authority also matters. Research has found that the #1 result often has around 3.8 times more backlinks than positions 2 through 10, and long-form content can earn materially more referring domains over time. The takeaway isn't write novels, it's publish the page that other people would reference when they explain the topic to their audience. Avoid the most common blog mistake we see in B2B, content that's technically correct but operationally vague. If you're writing about B2B cold calling, include talk tracks, voicemail patterns, and what metrics to watch. If you're writing about sales outsourcing, include team models, ramp time, and what to ask an SDR agency. Practical detail is what makes a post rank, get shared, and become a genuine sales tool. Turn SEO posts into outbound assets and do it immediately. Publishing is only half the ROI. Activation is where pipeline shows up. Every post should ship with an outbound package, a short email version, a tighter follow-up blurb, and a call-friendly summary that a rep can use in 15 seconds. This is how your blog becomes an engine for your cold callers and your cold email agency workflows, rather than content that sits quietly on your site. At SalesHive, we treat content this way because we're measured on meetings, not likes. SalesHive is a US-based B2B lead generation agency founded in 2016, and we've booked 100,000 plus meetings for 1,500 plus clients across SaaS, cybersecurity, manufacturing, and more. Our US-based and Philippines-based SDRs can plug your newest SEO post directly into cold calling services and cold email sequences so accounts see value before they see a pitch. Personalization is what makes this work at scale. Our AI-powered eMod engine analyzes each prospect and helps generate email copy that reads like a one-to-one note, which is especially important when you're promoting educational content rather than a demo ask. When your outreach references a specific insight from the post, it feels like relevance, because it is. Refresh and re-optimize, the fastest path to more traffic. Most teams obsess over new posts and ignore their existing library, even though updates are often the highest leverage SEO work. Bloggers who regularly update and optimize older content are about 2.5 times more likely to report strong results, which tracks with what we see in the field. If you already have articles with impressions but declining clicks, you're sitting on quick wins. A refresh isn't a cosmetic edit, it's a targeted upgrade. Tighten the opening to match intent. Add missing sections that readers expect. Update dated examples and improve internal links so the post routes buyers toward the next best page. Then re-promote the updated post through your outbound sales agency motions, email, LinkedIn, and call follow-ups, so you get both SEO lift and immediate distribution. Common mistakes here are easy to avoid: changing URLs without proper redirects, updating headlines but not the substance, or adding fluff that increases length without increasing usefulness. Treat optimization like conversion rate work, not like rewriting for rewriting's sake. A small number of refreshed money posts, updated quarterly, often beats an aggressive publishing schedule that never compounds. Measure success in meetings, not page views. Traffic is a leading indicator, not the goal. To connect your B2B sales blog to revenue, track the path from search query to page to next step: newsletter sign-up, lead magnet, contact form, or booked meeting. When measurement stops at sessions, teams tend to publish what's easy, not what's valuable. We recommend setting up a simple reporting loop that sales actually trusts. Tie content to pipeline by tagging outbound sequences that use specific posts, capturing which pages influenced booked meetings, and monitoring how SEO visitors behave compared to paid and outbound sourced traffic. If you run sales outsourcing or an outsourced sales team, this becomes even more important because it aligns marketing work to the exact outcomes the program is accountable for. The next step is execution discipline. Pick a small set of intent-driven topics, publish with on-page rigor, refresh your top performers, and activate every post through Outbound. If you want to scale without hiring and ramping a full internal team, SalesHive supports this approach with month-to-month contracts and risk-free onboarding, so your SEO and SDR motion can move in sync. The win is a system where search creates demand and Outbound captures it.